What's up everyone, Matt here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out the splash guards from Rokblokz. Now, if you've seen my channel before, you know that I have the Amazon cheap mud flaps on the car right now. I've read a ton of horror stories about how if you've had them on for long enough and they're getting hit with snow and mud and stuff, it starts to chip away at the paint underneath them. So Rokblokz hooked me up with some new splash guards, and today we're gonna put them on and see how they look. Now there is a little bit of setup that you have to do before you actually get them on the car, so let's open these things up. They hook you up with sweet tarts. So here we go, all of our assembly bolts. I'm assuming these are for the rear. Left me a little note. All right, let's read this. It says, "Hey Matt, just wanted to say thanks for reaching out to us. We are excited to be a part of your Tesla build and look forward to checking out your video and seeing your thoughts on our product. Keep making awesome content, Rokblokz." That is super cool. Thank you for the note. And here they are. Check those out. They're thin, they are made of plastic. But what I really love about these is they actually go inside the wheel well. They don't go on the outside of the paint. So nothing's touching the paint, you don't have to worry about anything getting messed up. And the quality is awesome. They're laser etched, the logo's laser etched. They have different colors, you can get the logo in, you can also get the mud flaps in tons of different colors. So let's do the little builds here and put these things together. Let's start with this one. You will need a Phillips screwdriver. So we're gonna use these for the entire front end of the car. So first thing we're gonna do is take this little clip here. And this goes in the fin like this, right? Then you take the retaining clip, and this snaps on top to hold it in place. You might have to push down just a little. There you go, they hear a little pop. Now on the back side, you take your 3/4 inch screw with a washer, and this is just going to screw in here. Now you don't need to tighten this all the way down yet, because how this is going to work is this clip is actually going to grab inside the fender, the wheel well, and then when you tighten the bolt down, it's what's going to hold it together in the car. So let's just do the same thing to the other side. All right, now let's move on to the back. This is the exact same thing that you just did to the front. You're gonna have the logo facing forward and use the retaining clips on the front. Now what I've found is if you take the screwdriver, the back end, and you can use that to push down, makes it a lot easier. All right, so next thing, you do have these small little additional clips that are gonna actually mount to the bottom of the car using the existing screws on the Tesla. So there is a flat side and a angled side. You want the flat side to be on this side of the actual flap itself. So once you get that in there, it has these little clips, and all you have to do is just snap it in place. That's the setup. I think it's also good to note that they have two different versions of these mud flaps. They have the Rally Edition, which are a little bit wider and stick out past the fenders a little bit. And then they have these, which are the splash guards. So these are a little more low profile, which is the look I was going for. All right, I was gonna put the mud flaps on, but I can't put them on this filthy car. We gotta clean it. 2-bucket system, always. Car wash mode. right, car's clean. Let's pull this thing in the shade and put on these Rokblokz splash guards. You're gonna wanna turn your wheels so you have plenty of room. Pop out the stock rivets. Then using a screwdriver, you can pop out the plastic from inside the wheel well, clean it all up. The screws from the mud flap are gonna go into these little rivets. You're gonna wanna push them underneath the plastic from the wheel well, snap them in, and then you're gonna put the plastic back in place. Go ahead and put your screw through the washer. You're gonna do this on both of them. My outside clips were a little too tight, so I needed to loosen them up. Then you can align the mud flap. I think the move here is to put the bottom screws in first, so that way you can make adjustments. Tighten them up by hand. You don't want them to be too tight. Then after this, I turn the wheel the other way so I can get to the back screw. And that's it. All right, so we got the front ones installed and they look awesome. The install is super simple. Now let's do the rear. So the back ones, I needed to take off my old mud flaps using a screwdriver. I popped the rivet out, took the 10mm screw out from underneath. And then same process here. You don't need to pop the plastic from the wheel well out. You just insert this rivet into where the old rivet was. You can align the bottom screw and hand tighten it. And this is where I ran into a problem. I couldn't get any type of angled tool in between the top screw and the tire. So sadly, I had no luck trying to get this bolt in without taking the tire off. And I really don't feel like taking the tire off. So what we're gonna do is go to Home Depot and I'm gonna get either a hex bolt that I can use with a wrench, or I'm gonna get I might get both, the little L tool for Phillips heads and things like that. All right, we're here. Let's go do the thing. Make sure to bring the bolt. We can look at the selection. This little guy right here. I don't think it's going to be helpful at all. All right, we got the screws, got the right angle wrenches. Probably just gonna use the screws, but let's do the thing. Some of you may have noticed that I don't have the Maxton Designs body kit on anymore. And I will tell you why. As much as I love the body kit, and it looks super dope, I could not drive around LA with it. When I was going to take the pictures of the body kit, I scraped it on the way up. And unfortunately, it just doesn't make sense for me to keep it on the car because I'm an 1.5 inches lowered. If the car wasn't lowered at all, I would absolutely still have the body kit on. It's just a little too scary with how hilly and how many potholes and bumps there are here in LA. So currently no body kit. All right, so we're back. Now that I have these tools, I could totally use this angled Phillips and just tighten them down this way, but I think I'm just gonna use the hex heads because they're a bit easier. I did end up getting 2 sets. It's a hex stainless steel number 14. The top screw is 3/4 inch and the bottom is 1 inch. Once you have them in by hand, just go ahead and tighten them down. Again, not too tight. This is something you're gonna wanna check periodically. Once you have those in, you can reuse the 10mm bolt for the bottom and tighten it down. All right, so it's been quite a journey, but we got the splash guards on. Big shout out to Rokblokz again. Thank you so much. They look awesome. If I had to recommend one mud flap, these would be them. They're super sweet, super low profile. They're not gonna mess up your paint or anything, so you don't have to worry. The install, once you have it down, is super easy and smooth. So thank you again. Check them out in the link in the description. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Hit me with the like or sub for the algorithm, and stay tuned for the next video coming out soon.